Aristotle. Some life-changing quotes from Aristotle that can enlighten life and work. Anybody can become angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. Memory is the scribe of the soul. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. Happiness does not consist in amusement. In fact, it would be strange if our end were amusement, and if we were to labor and suffer hardships all our life long merely to amuse ourselves. The happy life is regarded as a life in conformity with virtue. It is a life which involves effort and is not spent in amusement. Whatever lies within our power to do lies also within our power not to do. Aristotle. A tyrant must put on the appearance of uncommon devotion to religion. Subjects are less apprehensive of illegal treatment from a ruler whom they consider God-fearing and pious. On the other hand, they do less easily move against him, believing that he has the gods on his side. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. Plot is character revealed by action. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form, but with regard to their mode of life. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. Tolerance and apathy are the last virtues of a dying society. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Aristotle. These virtues are formed in man by his doing the actions. The good of man is a working of the soul in the way of excellence in a complete life. With respect to the requirement of art, the probable impossible is always preferable to the improbable possible. The gods too are fond of a joke. Bad people are in conflict with themselves. They desire one thing and will another, like the incontinent who choose harmful pleasures instead of what they themselves believe to be good. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. The self-indulgent man craves for all pleasant things, and is led by his appetite to choose these at the cost of everything else. Aristotle.
Please like, share and subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.
Quality is not an act, it is a habit. Man is by nature a political animal. The best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. If you would understand anything, observe its beginning and its development. The pleasures arising from thinking and learning will make us think and learn all the more. 1153-823 inches. Young people are in a condition like permanent intoxication, because life is sweet and they are growing. For though we love both the truth and our friends, piety requires us to honor the truth first. Happiness is a quality of the soul, not a function of one's material circumstances. Aristotle. For man, when perfected, is the best of animals, but, when separated from law and justice, he is the worst of all. Since armed injustice is the more dangerous, and he is equipped at birth with the arms of intelligence and with moral qualities which he may use for the worst ends. Wherefore, if he have not virtue, he is the most unholy and the most savage of animals, and the most full of lust and gluttony. But justice is the bond of men in states, and the administration of justice, which is the determination of what is just, is the principle of order in political society. Aristotle. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Yes, the truth is that men's ambition and their desire to make money are among the most frequent causes of deliberate acts of injustice. The beauty of the soul shines out when a man bears with composure one heavy mischance after another, not because he does not feel them, but because he is a man of high and heroic temper. We become brave by doing brave acts. A friend is a second self, so that our consciousness of a friend's existence makes us more fully conscious of our own existence. They who love in excess also hate in excess. It is also in the interests of the tyrant to make his subjects poor. The people are so occupied with their daily tasks that they have no time for plotting. Aristotle. We give up leisure in order that we may have leisure, just as we go to war in order that we may have peace. With the truth, all given facts harmonize, but with what is false, the truth soon hits a wrong note. It is simplicity that makes the uneducated more effective than the educated when addressing popular audiences. It is absurd to hold that a man should be ashamed of an inability to defend himself with his limbs, but not ashamed of an inability to defend himself with speech and reason. For the use of rational speech is more distinctive of a human being than the use of his limbs. The life of money-making is one undertaken under compulsion, and wealth is evidently not the good we are seeking, for it is merely useful and for the sake of something else. Choice not chance determines your destiny, my family motto, credited to Aristotle. We must not listen to those who advise us, being men to think human thoughts, and being mortal to think mortal thoughts, but must put on immortality as much as possible and strain every nerve to live according to that best part of us, which, being small in bulk, yet much more in its power and honor surpasses all else. There is an ideal of excellence for any particular craft or occupation. Similarly, there must be an excellence that we can achieve as human beings. That is, we can live our lives as a whole in such a way that they can be judged not just as excellent in this respect or in that occupation, but as excellent, period. Only when we develop our truly human capacities sufficiently to achieve this human excellence will we have lives blessed with happiness. Aristotle. The least deviation from truth will be multiplied later. The guest will judge better of a feast than the cook. He who hath many friends hath none. It is not once nor twice but times without number that the same ideas make their appearance in the world. The greater the number of owners, the less the respect for common property. People are much more careful of their personal possessions than of those owned communally. They exercise care over common property only in so far as they are personally affected. Those who cannot bravely face danger are the slaves of their attackers. The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. It is the one thing that cannot be learned from others. And it is also a sign of genius, since a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity and the dissimilar. Aristotle. The investigation of the truth is in one way hard, in another easy. An indication of this is found in the fact that no one is able to attain the truth adequately, while, on the other hand, no one fails entirely, but everyone says something true about the nature of all things. And while individually they contribute little or nothing to the truth, by the union of all a considerable amount is amassed. Virtue lies in our power, and similarly so does vice, because where it is in our power to act, it is also in our power not to act. Distance does not break off the friendship absolutely, but only the activity of it. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice he is the worst. And poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Nature abhors a vacuum. Aristotle. A beginning is that which does not itself follow anything by causal necessity, but after which something naturally is or comes to be. An end, on the contrary, is that which itself naturally follows some other thing, either by necessity, or as a rule, but has nothing following it. A middle is that which follows something as some other thing follows it. A well-constructed plot, therefore, must neither begin nor end at haphazard, but conform to these principles. Happiness does not lie in amusement. It would be strange if one were to take trouble and suffer hardship all one's life in order to amuse oneself. Anyone can get angry, but to do this to the right person, to the right extent, at the right time, with the right motive, and in the right way, that is not for everyone, nor is it easy. Melancholy men, of all others, are the most witty. Evil brings men together. Aristotle. Those who assert that the mathematical sciences say nothing of the beautiful or the good are in error. For these sciences say and prove a great deal about them, if they do not expressly mention them, but prove attributes which are their results or definitions. It is not true that they tell us nothing about them. The chief forms of beauty are order and symmetry and definiteness, which the mathematical sciences demonstrate in a special degree. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. The young they keep out of mischief, to the old they are a comfort and aid in their weakness, and those in the prime of life they incite to noble deeds. It is their character indeed that makes people who they are. But it is by reason of their actions that they are happy or the reverse. Aristotle.
Please like, share and subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.